All right, one more story about Donald Trump, and then we'll move on from that bloated fool. Remember last week, he supposedly did a deal with the UK, which, by the way, didn't change anything. There's still a 10% tariff going on, and except that he made an exception for Rolls-Royce, Bentley, and Land Rover. That was the exception, but it's still a 10% tariff between the two of us. By the way, one thing I didn't mention last week when I talked about this, it is one of the few countries that we have a trade deficit with, meaning they buy more stuff from us than we buy from them. You know, usually it's the other way around. Most countries are poorer nations and they don't have the money to buy our expensive products, much less have the room to be driving a Ford F-150 on like Portugal roads or Spanish roads. They don't buy Ford F-150s because they're fucking-normous. They can't fit on these little cobblestone roads, which is why those countries tend to buy smaller cars, you know. But anyway, I digress when it comes to that. But we supposedly had a deal with UK, which, by the way, still is not signed yet. So it's not really, not really a deal. It certainly isn't one in writing. But Donald Trump goes out there and he says, well, I've just got the biggest deal. Regards to the tariffs in China, we brought them down all the way to 30%, folks. 30%. Isn't that amazing? It was 145 before. Of course, I made it 145, and I caused this big, ridiculous problem. And yeah, the shelves are going to be empty for a little while. But, hey, make America great again. There's a meme going around out there that is pretty illustrative of just this. Trump implements tariffs. He's bringing manufacturing back to America. Trump takes away the tariffs. Art of the deal. Trump puts back the tariffs. He's bringing back manufacturing. Which is it, folks? Come to grips with reality. He is fucking you. You're going to see. Even if he turned around everything and zeroed out all of the tariffs and brought everything back to the way it was before he took office, we are still going to have shortages coming up because ships from China are just not coming. And the ones that are coming are half laden. They're laying off people, longshoremen at the ports. Truck drivers are not going to be able to ship anything because we don't have things for them to ship. Everybody is going to get a pinch from this. And that's if he turns everything around right now. He brought it down from 145 to 30%. This is what he says. That's 30% more than we were paying before, okay? I've said it before, I'll say it again. Do I have a problem with tariffs? No, I don't. A targeted tariff with industrial policy planning beforehand can be fucking brilliant. But he's not doing industrial planning. He's not doing government investment into infrastructure here. He's not doing it. You would need to bring up the infrastructure just in the electrical grid just to be able to handle all of the factories that he wants to move back here. Whether or not he wants to have them move back or not is regardless. To get them here, we would have to improve our electrical grid, which has not had a good revision since we built the fucking thing. Yet again, another small, tertiary issue that involves this but is not about this. 30% is more than we were paying before. It is still a tax on you. You, the consumer, will be paying for this. It gets passed on from the manufacturer to the shipper, to the country that receives it, through the stores, onto the shelves, and coming out of your wallet as the consumer. We still have a 10% tariff with every country on earth, except for Russia, because we're trying to do a deal with them, but they're not going to do a deal. But whatever. Another side point. Reports have already come out from China saying they don't have a deal for 30%. They agreed that we'll continue to talk, Because before, Donald Trump had pissed them off so much, they're just like, what's the even point of fucking talking? You know, once you go past a 50% tariff, you are basically just saying, I want a trade embargo. 50% tariff is suicide to your product being sold in America. Now, of course, China is doing and has been doing what most countries have been doing, in the past. They're not being completely successful, but a lot of them are shipping their goods to another country, and then that country is shipping it to America. So they are still getting some of their goods here, but those huge tanker ships that are bringing in goods directly from China, that shit just ain't happening. And you will see bare shelves very soon. There's no other way around it. Even if you turn it around today, there would still be a lull. Even if you turn it around and China said, everything is forgiving, we'll start shipping shit out. It still takes 6 to 8 weeks for that turnaround to go through. This is all a self-inflicted wound. Donald Trump has done this to us. This is not a Joe Biden policy. All the criticism that you want for Joe Biden on certain things, this is not Joe Biden's policy. This is all about Donald Trump and his psychotic love of tariffs. I love tariffs. It's just half a terrific, folks. Half a terrific. It's amazing. I love the word tariff. And I love the word grocery. I invented the word grocery. Grocery is an amazing word. And trust me, folks, your groceries are going down. Your gas is going down. No, it is not. I go to the store. I buy groceries. They're either as much or if not more. I went to the drugstore the other day. I bought a bottle of lotion. It's $2 more now than it was a couple of months ago. It is crazy for him to say that prices, it's just bald-faced fucking lies. But it doesn't matter. He gets a headline, he does a press conference, and his people will trust the plan. Just trust the plan. So the 30% deal with China is not in writing. It's not even close to being in writing. We're still talking about it. Trump says he's giving it 90 days. 90 days to do what? Change your mind 24 more times? Or, Trump's magical, I fuck something up, I kind of fix it, art of the deal, aren't I a genius? No, you fucked it up. So he could, in 90 days, he hinted around last week that for Mother's Day, there was going to be this big magical fix in the tariff issue, and people speculated that he would just drop the whole thing. Well, he didn't. He's got his Treasury Secretary Basant over there talking to Chinese people, the Chinese emissaries in Geneva. But yet again, the Chinese officials have said, we don't have a deal yet. There is no deal. By the way, yet again, another thing that a president is not really allowed to do, but somehow or the other, we've expanded the power of the executive branch, and he's just doing it, and nobody's stopping him. It sure as shit isn't going to be the Republicans in Congress stopping him. They will stand behind that guy, until the bitter fucking end, because they know if they stand up to him, all he's got to do is, tweet out, one thing on Truth Social, and all of his people will go after him. Or, he'll just get Elon Musk to run somebody who is more of a MAGA bootlicker than him in the next election, and he'll be gone either way. So they are scared shitless of Donald Trump and will never do anything to stop him from this shit. So it is not Joe Biden. Stop believing the hype. This is all Donald Trump. The buck stops with you, Mr. President, and nobody else. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.